breaking down the deals, data, and disruption shaping global markets. You're listening to The Daily Ledger with Dennis Sert.
Hey folks, it is Friday, January 30th, 2026. You're listening to The Daily Ledger Show, and I'm your host, Dennis Sert. Great to be here with you today. We got some good stories we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Trump picks Kevin M. Warsh, a former Fed official, as the central bank's next chair. The iPhone just had its best quarter yet. OpenAI Q4 IPO as it races Anthropic to go public. Elon Musk's SpaceX, Tesla, and XAI in talks to merge, according to reports. And Neuralink close to launching Blindsight. So we're going to talk about all of that today. Let's talk about the markets before we jump into that. The Dow Jones is down 0.31%. The Nasdaq is down 0.48%. The S&P 500 is down 0.32%. Bitcoin is down 2.61%, down to 83,149. Oh no. Before we get into today's stories, make sure to download Byte AI Market Analysis off the iOS App Store. It's basically a financial co-pilot that tells you when you should enter and exit the stock market for any of your given stocks in your portfolio. It does it based off of technical indicators, so the Bollinger Bands, RSI curve, and the MACD/signal curve, which are like look at it. And then it also looks at news sentiment and analysis in order to come up with a decision. Make sure to download this and use it as a daily trading tool, as the recommendation/analyses refresh about every half hour. Of course, Byte AI nor I are financial advisors, and past success does not guarantee future results. However, it's a great tool that I use every day, so make sure you use it too by going to byteai.me or on the iOS App Store going to Byte AI Market Analysis. All right, let's do it. Kevin Warsh is Trump's pick for Fed chair. So who is Kevin Warsh? Kevin Warsh is a 35-year-old guy. He served as a member of the Federal Reserve Board of 2006 to 2011. He was the youngest governor in the institution's history at 35. He was a key advisor during the 2008 financial crisis and represented the Fed to the group of G20. He holds a bachelor's degree from Stanford University and a law degree from Harvard University. And before joining the Fed, he worked as an economic policy aide in the White House. And he was an investment banker in Morgan Stanley's mergers and acquisitions group. So that's a quick TLDR on him. And of course, President Trump picked him because he has previously praised cutting rates and will likely be a dovish Fed chair. So that's kind of what's going on with this guy, Kevin Warsh. So we'll have to see what happens after he gets in. But looks like he's going to keep driving the rates down. The iPhone just had its best quarter ever. So the iPhone 17, according to Cook on the basically the financial earnings call, apparently it was the iPhone 17 that is did really well. So apparently their huge jump from 18.5 billion to 25.5 billion, about a 7 billion increase. Well, exactly a 7 billion increase, was all due to the iPhone. So Cook says on the call, it was driven by iPhone, where we set an all-time revenue record, noting that it was the best iPhone quarter in history in Greater China. Cook says the sales bump had been enthusiasm for the iPhone 17, which was announced in September. The new model has proven to be significantly more popular than the company's previous iPhone. Yeah, well, the iPhone 16 was just kind of a failed promise and a flop, right? It was, artificial intelligence, and the whole claim to fame was it could do artificial intelligence or Apple Intelligence better, and it didn't really come out well. It was kind of a flop. So the iPhone 17 with like a better camera and everything um, ended up kind of taking the cake, especially in China, as it turns out. So that's what's going on. When's Cook gonna reveal his departure, bro? That's what I'm waiting for. Like, you know what I'm saying? OpenAI said to eye Q4 IPO as it races Anthropic to go public. The report comes as the AI race is heating up, with Anthropic expected to break even 2028, 2 years earlier than OpenAI. Executives at OpenAI have privately expressed concerns about Anthropic beating the company to an IPO. So Anthropic's kind of poised to do an IPO soon, and apparently OpenAI kind of pushed forward their IPO date to try and beat Anthropic. So we'll see. Of course, whichever one of these big AI companies sort of IPOs first, they're going to have a huge piece of that public sector like pie as well as attention, and it's going to be all over the New York Times and everything. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Elon Musk's SpaceX, Tesla, and XAI in talks to merge, according to reports. How are we doing the camera? Nice. Basically, hearing a little bit about this, and we've had speculation on whether or not this is going to happen. There was like, yeah, Elon, like about a year ago, was like, "Oh, should we include like a shareholder vote to merge XAI and Tesla?" And then nothing ever came out of that. But now it's like now they're seriously thinking about it, which would make sense. Of course, XAI already kind of acquired X, right? I mean, nothing really changed, but because Grok had already been trained off of X, obviously. Um, but it just made things easier kind of behind the scenes, of course. According to reporting by Reuters, a merger between SpaceX and XAI could take place ahead of the planned SpaceX IPO this year. This would bring products like the Grok chatbot, X platform, Starlink satellites, and SpaceX rockets together under one corporation. So something is like Stark Industries from Marvel. Fuck Marvel, to be honest, and fuck Disney. But yeah, aside from that, that is what some people are saying. Um, so it's like Musk Industries. So how about that? Kind of wild. Kind of wild. We came all the way from the Model S in like the 2012s, and then now the Model S got killed off. Well, apparently, like just on that, I didn't have. We already talked about this yesterday, so I didn't want to bring up the article again. Just while we're here, though, it's like the Model S brought in electric vehicles. Like that's what made them cool. Like no one was about to get like a Nissan Leaf. Like the Nissan Leaf was ass, like in design and everything. It's like, yeah. And then it was like, and you were cool if you had a Tesla Model S, or if you were thinking about one. It's like you're kind of like this agent, you know, in the Wild West. That's what it felt like in like 2012. Um, yeah, when like the Model S and Model X hype was going around and everything. But it's like, and then look what it brought, right? It brought the Model 3, the Model Y, which are carrying Tesla, right? Um, and it's like about a year ago, Elon said, well, we're just keeping the Model S and the Model X around just for nostalgia. Well, it's like you don't really do anything for nostalgia's sake. There's no room for nostalgia in startup land when Tesla does operate like a startup. And so, of course, they're going to get rid of them. Yeah. I mean, what else are they going to do? Like, if you look at the chart, it's like almost all of the vehicle sales from Tesla are from the Model 3 and the Model Y. And then the X and the S are like peanuts. It's like, okay, well, it makes sense that those got killed off, right? Because then, you can start bringing in the new technology, of course, which is humanoid robots, Optimus. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're using the old Model S and Model X factories to build Optimus robots. So yeah, good call. Spotify rolls out group chats. I'm kind of mad about this. You know why? It's because Spotify, let me just start out by, calling balls and strikes. Yes, Spotify made 4.27 billion euros in Q3 2025. Q4, for whatever reason, the numbers hadn't come out yet. They've been sort of consistently doing about 10 to 15% year over year growth. So I want to get that out of the way. This is good. This is healthy. Okay. Now, that aside, I think the fact that they sort of had it easy with their year over year growth and everything made it such that they didn't want to put anything into R&D, taking any risks, right? Because it's like me as like a 13-year-old kid in 2014, I was like, wow, how cool would it be if like your friends could see what you're listening to, and it could be like a whole app. I had this whole app vision in mind. I was like, wow, like, you know how cool it is to see what other people are listening to. And then Discord kind of took a little bit of that, but it's like whatever. It's too niche though. Discord, it's like anyways, and so Spotify, like they couldn't, like I said, like my point is like they weren't able to get themselves to try new things. And then now suddenly, now that like we're in the really in the age of innovation, it's probably Claude Code doing all of it, to be honest, but it's like we're in the age of innovation and everything. Now they're like, oh my God, we launched a messaging feature in August. And then, oh my God, now we're launching group chats. It's like, finally, it's like, it's not even finally, you're like too late. Like it's over. Like why, like if you loved not doing R&D so much and you just wanted to keep getting that 10% year over year growth, whatever, then it's like, okay, then keep doing that. It's like now you suddenly flip-flopped 12 years later and we're like, oh, hey guys, yeah, now we're ready to innovate. Well, it's like you're too fucking late, bitch. Sit back down. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's end on this story. Neuralink is prepared to perform its first human blind sight implant, a major step towards restoring vision for people with total blindness. It will start with low resolution sight and improve to higher resolution over time, subject to regulatory approval. So this is really cool. Unfortunate that big tech and or like big legacy media, that is, they're not that big anymore, but like legacy media doesn't really like Elon, but like this really should be on the front page. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I mean, like God forbid, something were to happen, but it's like, if I was blind, I would want to have a Neuralink, like a blind sight that could restore my vision. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, we need to go balls to the wall with this. This is so wild. And so yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. All right, guys, I think we're gonna end it there. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure to download Byte AI market analysis off the iOS App Store, and I hope you guys make a lot of money to get today. Minimize any losses, if any, by doing trades. All right, guys. Again, enjoy the sun. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Peace.